had a quite remarkable last few months in cycling. How has that transition been? You've been in school for what, a year and a bit now, and I've seen a big turnaround in your performances. How have you worked at improving fitness and just worked on that mental game as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors that have gone into it, really. Well, like, firstly, the biggest one for me is just being in a place that has a lot higher competition level. Like, a lot of the cyclists here, well, most of the cyclists here are a lot stronger than I am. So just being involved with them, like, it kind of pushes me a lot further than I can get pushed at home. So it's a lot better in that regard. And then secondly is being up at elevation where my school is. I'm at about 6,500 feet I live. And then I can go up even higher than that when I want to actually train properly. And the elevation, obviously I've never experienced it before until going up there, but it definitely makes a massive difference.
Looking at your last performance internationally when you guys raced team competition, did your performances surprise you as to how well you were able to do over such a long period of time, a week-long race?
Yeah, it definitely was. Like, we talked about it a lot going into it, and we didn't really have that many expectations for it. Like, we wanted to definitely be a big part of the race and definitely stand out, not just be there, like, kind of on the back lines. But then after the first day when Dom and I got in that long break, it was kind of, it gave us something to fight for the rest of the week. And it was definitely, like, eye-opening being able to go to, like, such a, like, high-level international event and actually being able to be competitive and put pressure on other teams and stuff like that. But as soon as we had that job to do, it just motivated me and my team so much every single day.
Wearing the leader jersey in the under-23 division, and by the way, happy birthday.
Thank you.
How much pressure did you put on yourself at the end of each night to make sure when you got up the next day, you were able to hold on to the jersey?
It was definitely the pressure for it kind of got lower and lower as the week went on, but that's kind of expected. We had a pretty big, like, I had a pretty big lead in the under-23 competition right from the first day, because the break that we were in, got a lot of time on the rest of the under-23s in the race, because I was the only one in that breakaway. But basically, the only pressure that we were putting on ourselves was just, we knew the under-23s, we knew their jersey numbers, and we just didn't let them go anywhere. So if they went on a break up the road, we would chase them down or anything like that. And yeah, it was more, in other than, like, putting pressure on myself, it was more just, like, giving myself something to do every day, like giving myself a goal, not just bother to ride my bike, just actually going out to like try and keep that jersey every day.
When you look at where you started out in Bermuda and to see where you are today, what other ambitions do you have for the sport of cycling?
I definitely have a lot of, like, I definitely want to make it far in the sport, and I don't think that that's unrealistic if opportunities can be presented. So unfortunately, with this whole virus situation, basically the whole season has been canceled so far this year. And we don't know when exactly it's going to kick back in. So I'm just going to keep the training up so that I can be fit when it eventually starts up again. But for right now, it's kind of just a training thing. But there were a lot of big races that I had lined up this year that have now been canceled due to just, well, basically everything being canceled. But that's not on me, and it's not on anybody else. We just have to try and be as safe as we can about it.
If the Caribbean Championships are held this year, do you feel as if now you and, for that matter, Dominique have access on your back because of how well you guys done in the last international event?
I feel like, especially more in the junior ranks, but now coming up into the under 23s and into the elites. Bermuda definitely has a lot of people. When we show up at these events, people know that we have really strong riders, and there are a decent amount of riders that go to the Caribbean events that were at that race. So we'll definitely be looked at, I think. But I think there's definitely going to be countries there that also have really strong guys that we're going to have to look out for.
Now that you are established at school, how did mountain biking help you to where you are today as far as road racing?
Well, it definitely played a huge part. People actually ask me that a lot. The thing is, the mountain biking as a discipline compared to road biking is a lot more laid back. So coming into the sport as like a young kid, it kind of is more of a fun aspect than thinking like, oh, I'm going to be a professional athlete. Like kids just want to go out there and have fun on the mountain bikes and stuff like that. So it really builds a love for the sport. And then for me and Connor White and so many others like Nick Narroway, Xander Miller, when you get to that age, when you do want to transition over into the road side of things, you already have that love built up for the sport. And then from there, it's just putting in the work on top of it,
Where did you get your passion and drive from?
My passion and drive comes from a lot of places. Really, it's one of the biggest ones is just coming from such a small place. I just I just think about when our athletes actually make it places. It puts us on the map, and when you show up and you tell people that you're from Bermuda and most of them don't even know where it is, it's cool to be from such a small place and then still be competitive overseas. So that's really what I drive for.